Here we go. We got another juicy one for T-Mobile. T-Mobile buys some, but not all, of its 2.5 gigahertz spectrum licenses. This is from Light Reading, Mike Deno. So T-Mobile is essentially building their capacity layer of their network over N41, which is 2.5 gigahertz spectrum. The reason why this is important is because this is essentially what separates their network from most other networks. They've got pretty wide spectrum holdings, deep channels of this connection of N41, their 5G UC. So the important thing here is that they continue to try to fill in the gaps of coverage where they only have like 40 or 60 megahertz of it. And the reason they only have that much is because that's all Sprint had. Other institutions, educational entities and churches and random companies own these licenses, and some of them lease them to T-Mobile. So T-Mobile's not truly the owner in most cases, or in some cases, however you want to look at it. So like, for example, there's Mark Twain Communications Company and Aeronet Wireless. They own a lot of 2.5 gigahertz spectrum licenses, and T-Mobile has to lease access to these licenses. And these companies can lease to T-Mobile if they want, or they could sell to T-Mobile if they want, or they could sell to someone else. Once the lease terms are done, it goes to the highest bidder if somebody wants to get in on ownership or, lease them to someone else after buying them. Anyways, T-Mobile, I just covered a story on this. They don't want AT&T and Verizon finding out what they pay for and lease cost for these auctions from these companies, these licenses from these companies. And it looks like the FCC might be kind of going against T-Mobile in this instance. I think it's in the best interest of the FCC to probably allow AT&T and Verizon to find out the terms of these. There's some legal stuff going on there. T-Mobile's really trying to hide that because obviously they see it as trade secrets. It's going to drive up the price of the auctions, right? And that's what the FCC wants, but that's what T-Mobile doesn't want, right? They want to reduce how much they have to spend at the auction that's up and coming for it. And we'll see how the format of the auction goes. That's still up in the air. We'll find out pretty soon with those rules, and then we'll report back on it. But to give you guys some perspective, there's a company called SonicWave, and I think they own 2.5 gigahertz spectrum all over the country in like 30 different places, 30 different cities or states. I forget what they stated. And they month-to-month lease spectrum in the 2.5 gigahertz, these licenses to T-Mobile, and they're playing it by ear. And who knows, maybe they'll raise the rate on T-Mobile. This just goes to show you, when T-Mobile inherited the whole Sprint situation, they knew it was going to be messy. It is messy. And not to say that they can't make money, and not to say they don't have a good network or anything like that. It's not about that. It's just T-Mobile's at a disadvantage when it comes to a couple of things. Number one, their 2.5 gigahertz spectrum holdings are fragmented. They're very discontiguous, or non-contiguous, I should say. And, these types of situations with the leasing and not owning and, not having fiber, right? Them having to pay for 10 gig backhaul and stuff like that. That's where their deficiencies are. So, while they do have an advantage of being ahead in building out mid-band 5G over the last 2 years, you can clearly see that they've got their back against the wall in a lot of things, in a lot of ways. And this is just one of them. This is going to make their auction tougher if things don't work out in their way. And this is going to make their transactions tougher with these leases. And who knows what happens. It's very interesting. And I do hope that they get all the 2.5 gigahertz, but I'm afraid it's going to be very costly. It's going to really hurt their balance sheet. No other company should have this stuff. They really should. I want it to be contiguous, but it's going to be tough to do, and they're going to have to spend. At least that's what I think. What do you guys think? Sound off in the comment section below. You are the voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard. Check out some of the links in the description box for my Patreon page. You can support us there and get early access and exclusives not found anywhere else. You can also get discounts and promos on Altice Mobile just for supporting us. My Twitter and email in the description box. And please do like, share, and subscribe for more. And turn on the bell notification to never miss an upload. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.